Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Moss HR Minute, where we ask industry experts and business leaders to give their insight into business challenges that business owners are facing every single day. In this episode, we are joined by Nyah Pittman, who has her MBA. She is a human resources generalist here at Moss Consulting, who specializes in employee relations, talent acquisition, engagement and retention, and compliance across healthcare, nonprofit, and multi-state operational environments. So here's how this show works. We are going to ask 5 hard-hitting questions that business owners are asking right now. And Nyah, you get 1 Moss minute to answer. And then you and I will have a short discussion on the topic afterwards. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, 1 Moss minute. Employee relations without a process. What actually is at stake when an employee relation issue gets handled without a real process? And what are business owners commonly getting wrong in 1 Moss minute?
That's a great question. When employee relations issues get handled without a process, small problems become expensive ones. A miscommunication between 2 team members can turn into a resignation, a complaint, or worse, a lawsuit. What business owners get wrong is thinking that HR is here to be reactive, right? Oh, things went wrong, fix it, right? The real move is creating a safe, structured space for your team to raise concerns early so that your leadership team can address it before it becomes a crisis.
Love it.
Yeah.
We've seen too many times where business leaders try to intervene in employee relations issues. And if they're not handled properly, it can be, even when a leader's trying to help, it could make things worse. Exactly. Can you give us your opinion on that?
Yes. I think that, at the end of the day, you should really have trust in your team, more specifically within your HR team, right? We're not here to boss you around or tell you what to do, but we do want to make good recommendations so that your business can be successful, that your team is receptive to that feedback, and that you can continue doing business as usual.
Love it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Question number 2. You improved 90-day retention by 30% across 21 locations. What's actually happening in those first 90 days that causes people to leave? And what should business owners be doing differently to keep their employees?
That is a great question. As someone who has built out an onboarding experience from scratch, I can tell you people don't leave because the first 90 days they realize, oh, the job is wrong. They leave because no one looked at them and showed them what right looked like. Okay. A successful onboarding experience answers 4 things: who we are as an organization, what you need to know, who you need to know to be successful, and what your time there looks like. Not just, hey, here's day 1, but what we expect of you overall with your time with us. New hires, when they're left to kind of fill in those gaps, they sometimes interpret that silence as a red flag and start looking for an exit. So business owners, if you're listening, stop treating onboarding as an event. Start treating it like a journey, one that includes consistent check-ins, especially as those training wheels come off and they're getting to the real work.
Love it. Excellent. Next question in 1 Moss minute. Nyah, you've managed a reduction in force impacting over 100 people. What do business owners get wrong when they have to reduce their workforce? And what does doing it right look like for the people leaving and for the people who stay?
Oof, that is a great question. Honestly, it's one of the hardest things that a business owner will have to navigate, not just for their employees, but for both the health of the business overall. What most owners get wrong is jumping straight to the announcement without making sure that their integral groundwork is set up first. So before you deliver difficult news, you want to make sure that your key departments are aligned. Benefits needs to know when the end dates are. Payroll needs to be ready for PTO payouts and final paychecks. HR needs to be ready to walk employees through the timeline as well as paperwork. When all of that's in place, then you can communicate. And when you do communicate, honestly, it's best to be straightforward and honest about the situation. Acknowledge that behind every position eliminated is a person who lost their livelihood. Not only that, as far as the people who stay, they're watching everything, right?
Yeah.
How you treat those people walking out the door will affect your remaining staff, and it will affect how they see you as a leader. It will directly impact your morale as well as the trust going forward in the organization.
Yeah, and I would add to that it's important to have messaging to the entire team after the fact, and not making promises that you can't keep. We've seen a lot that, there might be a reduction in force and they tell everyone there's no more. And then unfortunately, a month later, they have to reduce more. And then that just erodes the trust for the people that are left. So I think that transparency and not making false promises is really important in those situations. Okay, Nyah, question number 4. You have built engagement dashboards, run stay interviews, and used data to drive real change. What should a business owner actually be measuring, and what does that data tell you that a manager never will?
That is a great question. I think that a business owner should be measuring if the employees have what they need to be successful. That's something that sometimes a manager won't share because their job is to be that main source of fix it, I can do it, right? So I think that the business owner should take the data given from stay interviews, even exit interviews, and figure out what could be implemented to improve your current system.
Perfect. Yeah, I think feedback from employees is invaluable, and you take that data and turn it into things that change, right? That make change because their input is so valuable.
Exactly.
Okay, Nyah, so your last question is, what is the single most important HR move a business owner should make this week? And for the owner who thinks that their team is doing fine, what's the one question that they maybe should ask themselves that might tell them otherwise?
That is a great question. Something that I think you should do is meet with your team, not just your leaders. Go down to your lowest level contributor and see how they're doing. Seeing how you can make their day easier, see what's been working, see what may need some improvement. If you're, sometimes being the business owner, right, you have people who are there to tell you what's going good, right? It's nice to really hear from the source and not from the leader, like, oh yeah, my team's great, we don't need anything, right? I think it's important that you speak with the staff, and then that also helps them build trust with you so that they feel comfortable coming to you with concerns. So my challenge would be to speak with someone new and someone outside of leadership. Just speak with your team. Yeah.
Excellent. Love that. Very good. So I agree. So that, going down and getting the kind of, what do they say, like from the horse's mouth, straight from the horse's mouth. I think that when you're talking to any level of contributors, not just their manager, because I think that you're right, that managers they want you to know that everything is going okay, but their team is going to tell you a little bit differently. And even things that, if you're talking to, not that it's a low contributor, but just a maybe less impactful contributor to the organization as a whole, maybe a receptionist or even someone who's working kind of on the janitorial team, they can give you insights that even your managers aren't going to know. They wouldn't know, right? And so I think it is great to build those relationships so that people at every level of your organization, where that's feasible, if you start getting into hundreds of employees, that may not be as feasible all the time. Being a familiar face is really important, and being someone that they trust and they can talk to is so important. It's so very important.
Yes, I agree.
Excellent. Nyah, thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your wisdom with us. Can you tell our viewers what types of businesses you best serve and when they should reach out to you and how they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, I serve a multitude of businesses, including the healthcare industry, the automotive, as well as the tech industry. You can reach out via Moss Consulting, the website, schedule 15 minutes. We can figure out the best way to serve you.
Nyah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone else, please stay tuned for our next edition of the Moss HR Minute and reach out to us via our website. And we look forward to supporting you and your business soon.